السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله، الحمد لله، والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. I welcome you all to the class of Raheeq Makhtum. Inshallah ta'ala, we are continuing the Makki era, almost at the end of the Makkan era, where they were continuing to torture. Almost 5 years or 6 years have passed by. Ashidda. So the chapter is Shiddatu fi ta'dhibi wa muhawalat al-qada' ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Shidda fi ta'dhib, the strengthening. Shidda yani severe in punishment, and muhawalati al-qada', and the attempt to kill Rasulullah. So qada' ala yani to assassinate Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So let's begin. Obviously, like we said, the Arabic here is a little tricky. So inshallah, we'll keep pausing the video, and inshallah, we'll try to find out the meanings of the new words as usual. ولما أخفق المشركون في مكيدتهم. أخفق يخفق is to fail, like same like fashila yafshalu. Here they use fashila. When the mushriks failed in their plan. أخفق المشركون في مكيدة. مكيدة يعني plan. مكيدة مكائد. Plural is مكائد with hamza. مكيدة is a plan, plot. When they failed in their planning and plotting, وفشلوا فشل يفشلوا, to fail again. And they failed في استرداد المهاجرين, in returning the muhajirin. استرداد يعني making them come back to their religion. They obviously, the Muslims were not going to leave their religion afterwards, but they failed. Obviously, they'll fail. استشاطوا. استشاط يستشاط is to enrage. استشاطوا غضبا. They got enraged in their anger. وكادوا يتميزون غيظا. تميز يتميزون is to be distinguished. But also tamayyaza is to be, your body parts is bursting open. تكاد التميز من الغيظ. Surah Mulk. Jahannam is like almost about to burst. So he used similar here. كادوا يتميزون غيظا. They were as if they were like about to burst open due to غيظ, due to rage. فاشتدت ضراوتهم. ضراوة. ضراوة is their ferociousness, you could say. ضراوة. ضراوة. ضار. ضراوة. Their zealousness, their predatory nature became more severe. They wanted to attack Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They became most brave. وانقضوا على بقية المسلمين, and they swooped down. انقضى ينقضوا, they attacked with ferociousness on the remaining Muslims. On the remaining Muslims. Because what happens, previously we learned Muslims had gone to Habasha. So we've discussed the two hijras to Habasha. So whoever remaining in Makkah, they started attacking more. And because wow, they're going to Habasha also now. They're migrating. Muslims are now have become bold. So these guys also said, now we have to intensify our torture. وَمَدُّوا أَيْدِيَهُمْ إِلَى رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ بِالسُّوءِ, and they extended their hands to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with evil. وَظَهَرَتْ مِنْهُمْ تَصَرُّفَاتٌ تَدُلُّ عَلَىٰ أَنَّهُمْ أَرَادُوا الْقَضَاءَ عَلَىٰ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ. And some actions appeared from them, which indicates that they are intending to qada ala, to assassinate Rasulullah. And this is the starting, actually. This is the starting. The things which happen now, they were starting to attack Rasulullah personally, physical assaults. Because previously till now, they did not do that. They did not do that. But now, they will start to do that and culminate with a final assassination attempt where Rasulullah will migrate. No, he will make Ali radiallahu anh sleep on his bed, which will culminate into that. يستأصلوا استأصل يستأصلوا, to cut off from the asl, from the origin. جذور الفتنة. جذر, جذور, the root of the fitna. That is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam according to them. Allati aqaddat madaji'ahum or madaji'ahum, which has aqadda yuqiddu, which has disturbed their sleep. Hasba za'amihim, according to their claim. According to their claim, this they wanted to cut off the road, na'udhu billah, by assassinating or attempting to assassinate Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Amma binisbati al-muslimin فإن الباقين منهم في مكة كانوا قليلين جدا. As for the percentage or the percentage for as for concerning the Muslims, the remaining ones from them in Mecca كانوا قليلين جدا. They were very few. وكانوا إما ذوي شرف ومنعة, and they were either the people of honor and mana, authority. So some of them were rich Sahaba, so they cannot harm them. أو محتمين بجوار أحد, or يحتمي, they had taken refuge by the بجوار أحد, in the refuge of someone. Jiwar is also a protection of someone. In someone's guardianship, you could say. Jiwar, guardianship. ومع ذلك كانوا يخفون إسلامهم, and with that they were hiding the Islam. Even though they were under protection, they were hiding the Islam, most of them. وَيَبْتَعِدُونَ عَنْ أَعْيُنِ الطُّغَاةِ بِقَدْرِ الْإِمْكَانِ, and they were staying away from the eyes of the transgressors as much as possible. بِقَدْرِ الْإِمْكَانِ وَلَكِنَّهُمْ مَعَ هَذِهِ الْحِيطَةِ, but even though they were cautious, حيطة, يعني, even though they had a lot of caution with this, وَالْحَذَرِ, and they were wary, لم يسلموا كل السلامة, they were not safe, like completely safe. من الأذى, from harm, والخسف, destruction, والجور, and injustice. They were not completely safe from that. أما رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فقد كان يصلي ويعبد الله أمام أعين الطغاة. As for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to continue, he used to pray and worship Allah in front of these tyrants. وَيَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ سِرًّا وَجَهْرًا, and he used to call towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala secretly and openly. لَا يَمْنَعُهُ عَنْ ذَلِكَ مَانِعٌ, no preventer could prevent, nothing could prevent him from doing that. وَلَا يَصْرِفُ عَنْ شَيْءٍ, and nobody could turn him away from that. إذ كان ذلك من جملة تبليغ رسالة الله منذ أمره الله سبحانه وتعالى بقوله. When that is from the complete tabligh, جملة التبليغ, يعني from the complete conveying of the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he commanded Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَاسْتَعْ بِمَا تُؤْمَرْ وَعَارِضَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ, proclaim, declare, فَاسْتَعْ, and you declare of what you have been commanded and turn away from the mushrikeen. وبذلك كان يمكن للمشركين أن يتعرضوا له إذا أرادوا. With that, it was possible for the polytheists, right, that they can attack. تعرض يتعرضوا, they can come in front of him, that was attack him if they wanted. لم يكن في الظاهر ما يحول بينه وبين ما يريدون, and there was nothing to stop them in apparently, because they could attack him whenever they wanted. إلا ما كان له صلى الله عليه وسلم من الحشمة والوقار. Hishma is the decency. They had, except that Rasulullah had the decency and the decorum, and his waqar is his honor, right? He was Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, obviously. وما كان لأبي طالب, and what they had from the dhimmati wal ihtaram, and what they had from the dhimma, from the responsibility and the respect. So they used to stop from attacking Rasulullah in the beginning, because Rasulullah never used to go to the level, as well as they had some respect, whatever left for Abu Talib. But they used to not be fearful of the consequences. Maghabba, yani consequences, maghabbatun, consequence of their evil actions. Right? They used to not fear. We can do whatever we want, but only we have little respect for your family and for yourself. وَمِنْ اجْتِمَاعِ بَنِي هَاشِمَ عَلَيْهِمْ, and the gathering of Banu Hashim on them. They did not fear that. They thought, obviously, we can do whatever we want, but إِلَّا أَنَّ كُلَّ ذَلِكَ لَمْ يَعُدْ لَهُ أَثَرُهُ الْمَطْلُوبِ فِي نُفُوسِهِمْ. except that it lam yaud means not return, but generally lam yaud is like it did not matter. It did not cause, and they were not afraid. The atharul matub, the desired effect was not there, ma'am, for them. Did not return for him, literally, but here it means did not matter, did not have an effect. The required desire effect fi nufusim, in their hearts. Their hearts, that means they were not scared at all. إذ بدأوا يستخفون به, they started to trivialize. استخف يستخف, to started to trivialize his matter, belittle him. منذ شعروا بإنهيار كيانهم الوثني. Since the beginning, since they felt their destruction, inhara yanharu inhar, destruction of their idolatrous identity or entity, kianun, like from kaun, identity, was zi'amatihim, za'im, to be a leader, and the leadership, adinia, religious leadership, when they saw that that is being affected, amama da'watihi, in front of his Rasulullah sallallahu da'wah. So they did not fear the worldly consequences, etc. I mean, they used to fear in the starting, maybe, but later on, as time passed, they were becoming more bold and bold, bold and bold against, Rasulullah sallallahu da'wah. So, what are the examples of what they attacked? ومما روت لنا كتب السنة والسيرة من الأحداث التي تشهد القرائن بأنها وقعت في هذه الفترة. The situation which the books have narrated to us, that it has تشهد القرائن, the context tells us that it occurred during this period, was Utayba ibn Abi Lahab, Abu Lahab's son Utayba. أتى يوما رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, he came to Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال أنا أكفر بالنجم إذا هوى, I reject النجم إذا هوى وبالذي دنا فتدلى, and he became close. نعم. That is Surah An-Najm. I reject it. I disbelieve in it. ثم تسلط عليه بالأذى, then he attacked him with harm. He attacked Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, نعوذ بالله, وشق قميصه, and he tore his shirt عليه الصلاة والسلام. وتفل في وجهه صلى الله عليه وسلم, and he spat on his face, نعوذ بالله. إلا أن البزاق لم يقع عليه, but alhamdulillah, the spit did not fall upon Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم. وحينئذ دعا عليه النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, at that time Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم did dua against Utaybah. فقال اللهم سلط عليه كلبا من كلابك. Oh Allah, impose upon him a dog from your dogs. وقد استجيب دعاه صلى الله عليه وسلم, his dua was answered. فقد خرج عتيبة إثر ذلك, يعني following that, إثر ذلك, عتيبة, he following that, he left out, نعم, towards Sham. في نفر من قريش, in a group of Quraysh. فلما نزلوا بالزرقاء من الشام, and when they descended Zarqa in Sham, طاف بهم الأسد, a lion came towards them, towards them. تلك الليلة, at that night, فجعل أتيبة يقول, Utayba started saying, يا ويل أخي هو والله آكلي. Oh, oh, woe to me. ويل أخي, to your brother, maybe to my brother. That means I'm going to die now. هو والله آكلي, he's by Allah going to eat me. آكل اسم فاعل فما كلا يأكل. كما دعا محمد عليه, like Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he did dua upon against me. قتلني وهو بمكة, he killed me while he's in Makkah. وأنا بالشام, and I'm in Sham. ثم جعلوه بينهم, so what they did was they put him between them. وناموا من حوله, and they slept around him. ولكن جاء الأسد وتخطاهم إليه, and the lion came and jumped. تخطاهم, he passed by them to him. فضغم رأسه, and he snatched his head. He attacked his eyes. He killed. He crushed his head. Subhanallah. So Utayba. So these people are starting to attack. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam made a dua against Utayba, and he was killed by the lion. And this footnote is going back to Dalail al-Nubuwa. He was killed. ومنها ما ذكر أن عقبة بن أبي معيط. Uqba, he also attacked. وطي على رقبته. He put a cloth on Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Sharifa, na'udhu billah, the noble neck of his alayhi salatu wasalam, وهو ساجد, while he was prostrating, حتى كادت عيناه تبرزان, until his eyes popped out. Subhanallah. It was so, he was alayhi salatu wasalam, he faced so much torture because of that. Watiya could be stomped on his neck also. Na'udhu billah. Watiya is to stomp or trample until his eyes came out. Alayhi salatu wasalam. ومما يدل أن طغاتهم كانوا يريدون قتله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما رواه ابن إسحاق عن عبد الله بن عمرو بن العاص. So Amr ibn al-As, another where they were trying to kill Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As says, حضرتهم وقد اجتمعوا في الحجر. I attended them. I was there when they were all gathered, the people of Quraysh, in Hijr. فذكروا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, and they mentioned Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, فقالوا ما رأينا مثل ما صبرنا عليه من أمر هذا الرجل. We have never seen what we had patience for this man, in the matter of this man. لقد صبرنا منه على أمر عظيم, and we had a lot of patience for him on a great matter. فبينهم كذلك, and while we were like that, اطلع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم himself came while they were mentioning all the leaders and all that. فأقبل يمشي حتى استألم الركن. He started walking. He came forward and he started doing tawaf. He touched the rukn, and that is Hajjul Aswad. ثم مر بهم طائفا بالبيت, and then he passed by through them. They were sitting in the Hijr, so he passed around them doing tawaf. فغمزوه ببعض القول. So they started rebuking him with some speech. غمزة, they started saying speech. They started hurting him, alayhi salatu wasalam. فعرفت ذلك في وجهه رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, and they got to know from the face of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because obviously when you hear insults, subhanallah, this is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he controlled so much. I saw it on the face of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he was so sensitive, alayhi salatu wasalam, and he was rahmatul lil alameen, or he is even on the day of Qiyamah, and the people started cursing him. So he said, I could see that on his face, alayhi salatu wasalam, where people were cursing and rebuking. فَلَمَّا مَرَّ بِهِمْ ثَانِيَةً غَمَزُوهُ بِمِثْلِهَا. But he was having restraint, alayhi salatu wasalam. And when they passed by him, by them second time, they also started insulting him again. And فَرَقْتُ ذَلِكَ فِي وَجْهِ. Amr ibn al-As says, I saw him on his face. ثُمَّ مَرَّ بِهِمْ الثَّالِثَةَ فَغَمَزُوهُ بِمِثْلِهَا. And on the third time also they did that. Once, twice, okay, alayhi salatu wasalam, he alayhi salatu wasalam, forgive. But now it's the third time. فَوَقَفَ ثُمَّ قَالَ. Then he stood and then said, أَتَسْمَعُونَ يَا مَعْشَرَ قُرَيْشٍ. Are you hearing, O people of Quraysh? أَمَا وَالَّذِي نَفْسِ بِيَدِهِ. By the one in whose hands, Ama is like here. By وَالَّذِي نَفْسِ بِيَدِهِ. In the one on whose hand is my nafs, is my soul. لَقَدْ جِئْتُكُمْ بِالذَّبْحِ. I have surely come to you with slaughter. فَأَخَذَتِ الْقَوْمُ قَوْمَ كَلِمَتُهُ. The people were struck by his speech, by his sentence. حَتَّى مَا مِنْهُمْ رَجُلٌ إِلَّا كَأَنَّمَا عَلَى رَأْسِهِ طَائِرٌ وَاقِعٌ. And a man became as if a bird had struck them. They were shocked because they knew Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's du'as are not rejected. He is Sadiq al-Amin. They used to call him Sadiq al-Amin. حتى إن أشدهم فيه ليرفعه بأحسن ما يجده. And even the strongest on them, they started, mending. Rafa'a yarfa'u, with Hamza, yarfa'uhu, they started mending, they started speaking softly with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, with the best he had. وَيَقُولِ إِنْصَرِفْ يَا أَبَا قَاسِمٍ. And he used to say, go, leave, O Abul Qasim, فَوَاللَّهِ مَا كُنْتَ جَهُولًا. You were not ignorant. That means you are now acting ignorantly. That's what they wanted to say. Na'udhu billah. Ma kunta jahula. You were not, you were never an ignorant or reckless person. So why are you, saying such things? Na'udhu billah. So they, the Rasulullah Sallallahu was starting being verbally assaulted also. So when the next day came, فَلَمَّا كَانَ الْغَدْ, when the next day came, اجتمعوا كذلك, they gathered again. These people, يذكرون أمره استلع عليهم, they were mentioning his matter when he came to, he appeared. فَوَثَبُوا إِلَيْهِ, now instead of verbal, they started assaulting Rahim عليه الصلاة والسلام. فَوَثَبُوا إِلَيْهِ وَثْبَةَ رَجُلٍ وَاحِدٍ وَحَاطُوا بِهِ, they jumped on him, they attacked him alayhi salatu wasalam, like one man. Together they attacked and they encircled him. فَلَقَدْ رَأَيْتُ رَجُلًا مِّنْهُمْ أَخَذَ بِمَجْمَعِ رِدَائِهِ, I saw a man of them taking the gathering of his clothes, like you put a rida on top, no? So مَجْمَعِ رِدَائِهِ, with gathering them. وَقَامَ أَبُو بَكْرٍ دُونَهُ, Abu Bakr stood رضي الله عنه, against them. نعم وهو يبكي, and he was crying and saying ويقول تقتلون رجلا أن يقول ربي الله, are you going to kill a man just for saying, and Allah revealed in the Quran also, no, that he's saying that who's saying that Allah is my Rabb. ثم انصرفوا عنه, then left عليه الصلاة والسلام. قال Ibn Amr says فإن ذلك لأشد ما رأيت قريشا نالوا منه قط, and it was the most severe what the Quraysh they attained from him ever. That means they did to him. Nala is to attain or gain from him. That means intaha, that is the end quote, mulakhasan, it is summarized version from Ibn Hisham. So alayhi salatu wasalam, Abu Bakr Siddiq, he's defended Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And another في رواية البخاري عن عروة ابن زبير سألت ابن عمرو ابن العاص, I asked Amr ibn al-As, أخبرني بأشد شيء صنعه المشركون بالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Inform me of the most severe thing which the mushrikun did to Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم. قال بين النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يصلي في حجر الكعبة إذ أقبل عقبة بن أبي معيط. He's the same guy who stomped the neck of Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم. He again now فوضع ثوبه في عنقه. He put his thawb, his dress on his cloth on the neck of Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم. He's directly attacking the neck of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. فَخَنَقَهُ خَنْقًا شَدِيدًا, and he throttled alayhi salatu wasalam. It choked him with a severe choking. فَأَقْبَلَ أَبُو بَكْرٍ حَتَّى أَخَذَ بِمَنْكِبَيْهِ. So Abu Bakr radhiyallahu anhu came and he took with the shoulders, he pulled him back. وَدَفَعَ عَنِ النَّبِي صلى الله عليه وسلم, and he pushed him away from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَقَالَ أَتَقْتُلُونَ رَجُلًا أَنْ يَقُولَ رَبِّيَ اللَّهِ, will you kill a man that he's saying my Lord is Allah, my Rabb is Allah. وفي حديث أسماء, and the hadith of Asma, فأتى الصريخ إلى أبي بكر, a caller came, a shouter came to Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. She's telling what happened at the whole house of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Adrik sahibak, somebody said Adrik, go catch up to your companion, right? Catch up to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. فخرج من عندنا وعليه غدائر أربع, and he left from us and he had 4 knots of hair. 4 knots of his hair, 4 locks of his hair. He had 4 locks. فخرج وهو يقول, and he left while he was saying أتقتلون رجلا أن يقول ربي الله, will you kill a man for just saying, will you kill a man for saying ربي الله, my Lord is Allah. فلهوا عنه, so they left Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and they attacked Abu Bakr Siddiq. وأقبلوا على أبي بكر, and they went ahead towards Abu Bakr فرجع إلينا, and he was beaten very badly. لا نمس أو مس يمس لا نمس شيئا, we would not touch from any of his locks. من غدائر إلا رجع معنا, except that it will return with us. That means his hair was also pulled. نعوذ بالله. Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu anhu ajma'in. And this was the severity of the torture on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this continued. They were becoming bold and bold and bold until two strong people, they entered. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped Islam through these 2 people, which is Hamza and the Islam of Umar radiallahu anhu. Umar radiallahu anhuma, inshallah ta'ala. We will continue inshallah ta'ala about this, their acceptance, and then they will try to kill. Abu Jahl will also try to assassinate Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as well as others. And then they'll do the general boycott, which will last for long. Now, and the last delegation and the many years, last 5 years of the 13 years, five or last six, not 5 years, last, we have more 6 or 7 or 8 years, I guess. Inshallah, 13 years in Makkah, right? So we are still, inshallah, the years where Islam is spreading now. Alhamdulillah, people are accepting, and the the two leaders, Hamza radiallahu anh, as well as Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhuma, Ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with both of them, they accept Islam. Jazakallahu Khairan. Inshallah, we read this in our next class. Barakallahu feekum. Subhanakallahumma yuhamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.